Right then, lads, welcome back to Cossy's Arsenal podcast. My name is Cossy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in all parts of the world. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a brand new video. Arsenal take on Leicester City at the King Power. We're going to be diving into all the action, all your predictions in the comment box below. You can see I'm already going bold. My prediction is Arsenal 5, Leicester City 2. I see this as a 5, Leicester City 2. I see. Sorry about that. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Look, I've gone 5-2. I hope Arsenal can win this one. It's a very important game for us. We're going to be diving into how important the game is for Arsenal, how important the game is for Leicester City as well. I think, look, it's quite important. Given the fact that they lost their last game, right? So it's really, really important. They want to bounce back. Arsenal want to continue winning. We've won 2 of our last 5. That is actually not good enough. So we need to better our record, and this is the opportunity to get that done. In the comment section, I want your thoughts. I want your reaction. Thomas Partey was named in the squad. Whether he will start or not, we're gonna be finding out in the next 13 minutes. I will be telling you more about that. But then as well, there is also a rumor that Leandro Trossard could start with Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka, courtesy of Edin Ketia picking up an injury, and he's been playing with an injury in the last 2 games. If that is true, then we've got to respect him, really, because I thought he was playing shit like that while fully fit. But if he's been playing with an injury, then I would be fully backing Edin Ketia. But of course, what is your predicted lineup? What are your predictions? Let me know right about now. Now, listen, this is a game that Arsenal have to win no matter what. I mean, we've talked about important games in the season. We've talked about a magnitude of importance of games. This game is so huge. This game is very big. If Arsenal want to go back on top of the table, 5 points clear of Manchester City, 8 points clear of Man United, this is the game that starts it all, right? It's not the last game. We need to win each and every game that we play in. But this game takes us 5 points above Manchester City before they play later today, and it takes us 8 points above Manchester United before they play against Liverpool. Actually, this game means that if Arsenal win it, Man United will be literally out of range. There will not be a problem. They won't be our concern. And remember, this is our game in hand against Man United. They played 24. Manchester City have played 24, and Tottenham Hotspur have played 24 as well. Arsenal played 23. So this is our game in hand against Manchester United. The game we play on Wednesday against Everton, the game in hand, literally that's going to be a game more than Manchester United. So this is our game in hand against Manchester City. This is our game in hand against Man United. Can Arsenal win? We are going to be diving into all that. But of course, give me your predictions, your thoughts in the comment box below. I would love to know what you're thinking. I would love to know what you're feeling. Are Arsenal going to win this one? I mean, we've eventually been victorious in previous fixtures against Leicester City. I don't think this is a fixture where Arsenal could go we really struggle. I don't think this is the kind of fixture, right? We really find a way of always beating Leicester City. They're not a team that give us a lot of problems, and they shouldn't cause so much problems this season and in this game as well. So if you look at some of the important insights here, first and foremost, Leicester City have lost their last 4 Premier League games against Arsenal. Last losing 5 in a row against them in the league. That was between September 1930 and October 1932. So in the last four games, we've beaten them. So for me, we've got to beat them even now, right? I don't see them come put in a performance. I think they will put in a shift, to be honest. They will put in a shift. They're a very, very good side. They have the players, they have the manager. They've been together for quite some time. They're at the King Power. They're going to have the 12th player, which is the fans. But I still believe we can't go 5 unbeaten against Leicester. 5 winning in a row against Leicester City. Point number 2. that should be very interesting here. Arsenal are looking to win 3 consecutive away league games against Leicester for the first time, for just the second time, previously doing so between December 1913 and September 1925. So if we beat them this time, it will be 3 times on the road, 3 times at the King Power. And I believe Arsenal will do it. I think we will beat them today. It might not be, it will be close, right? It will be close in terms of context, but the goals will be coming in. And that's why I've gone 2-5 in terms of my prediction. Number 3, Leicester City are winless in 18 Premier League games against teams starting the day on top of the table, drawing 2, losing 16. Since a 1-0 win at Manchester United in January 1998. Right, this is just their second such a game against Arsenal, with the other being a 2-1 Gunners victory in the final game of their unbeaten 2003-2004 campaign. So whenever they meet a team that is on top of the table, I don't want to brag about that. I don't think Arsenal should be bragging about this. But whenever they play a team that is on top of the table, they literally don't win. So a point for us to be not scared. Number 4, Leicester have won just 3 of their 11 home games this season, drawing 3, losing 5, though they did beat Tottenham Hotspur 4-1 in their last match at the King Power Stadium. That will be a statement. Yeah, that will be a real statement. They have not won at home, consecutively, but they've beaten Tottenham Hotspur 4-1. And we know Antonio Conte, he's not the kind of guy that just concedes goals like that. So they have the quality to punish. They have the quality to cause problems, and they have the quality to create situations as well. Arsenal have won 9 of their 12 Premier League away games this season, drawing 1, losing 2, as many as they did in their 19 in their 19 games last campaign. Okay, so look, what's gonna happen in this game? That's what I want us to talk about. What's gonna happen in this game as the lineups come up, right? We have a very good away record, very good, absolutely good. Okay, we played 12 on the road right now, and we are still absolutely flying. We've won 9 of them. And I think this is the time for us to continue our nice away record. I still remember saying last season that if Arsenal want to win the title at any point in time, you've got to capitalize on the away games. You need to win. We need to start winning away games, because they were really causing us problems. If you look at what we did last season, I want to just show you what happened. I wish I can. Last season, Arsenal lost so many away games. I think up to 7 away games. And that is what actually cost us the top 4. If not that, Arsenal would have comfortably, in my opinion, comfortably finished in the top 4. But away games. But our record this season has been good. Our home record as well hasn't been that bad. How many points have we dropped at the Emirates? Man City, we lost against Man City. We drew against Newcastle and drew against Brentford as well. So even at home, we've been absolutely flying. So I think either way, away or home, Arsenal have been really doing very well. So what do we expect in this game? What am I expecting? The predicted lineups and everything. To be honest, I think PARTEY will not start this game. He's in the squad for the match day, but he might not start just because of the injury, and Mikel Arteta might not want to rush him. So he might not start. The predicted lineup that I produced yesterday, I'm still backing on that. However, Eddie Nketiah not starting in this game might actually mean something if that is confirmed. I'm still waiting for that just in a few to confirm if Eddie Nketiah is out of the starting lineup, or it was just a bit of a farce and all this, leaked lineups. Okay, but if it is not a farce, if the leaked lineups are true, and Eddie Nketiah is out and Gabriel Martinelli is starting, that might be a huge change. That I don't think it will hurt us. I think it's for the better. I think Mikel Arteta is spot on if he drops Eddie Nketiah because he has an injury and plays Gabriel Martinelli. But then I would love to ask you, would you want Trossard to play as the 9, or would you want Gabriel Martinelli to play as the 9? I was chatting to Igal the other time on the channel, and he told me that he asked me a very, very brilliant question. He asked me, have you seen Mikel Arteta play Gabriel Martinelli as a number 9? He's not played him in that position, even when Eddie Nketiah was off form, even when Eddie Nketiah is injured, even when Lacazette last campaign was missing lots and lots of chances. He didn't play Gabriel Martinelli in that position. So it's clear that Mikel has already chosen in his mind. He's looked at Gabriel Martinelli. He knows his strength, and he's decided to activate him as a winger. And to be honest, I don't have a problem with that. I don't think I would have a problem with my manager, starting, playing one of our best left wingers to his strength. I don't have a problem with that. Now, I'm looking at this. James Maddison does not start for Leicester City today against Arsenal. We'll be looking at the lineups, but it looks like James Maddison doesn't start, and also Eddie Nketiah doesn't start. All that is coming up in just a few minutes, actually a few seconds, ahead of this predicted line, ahead of this starting lineup. So we will wait for them right there and then. Hit the like button. Give me your predictions in the comment box below. Do you think Arsenal will win this game? Are we set to win the game? I mean, it's that important for us, in my opinion. It's that important. If Arsenal want to get anything out of this season, whether winning the league or finishing second, runners up, this game is going to be absolutely crucial. 3-1. Is that Huntington? Says it's going to be 3-1 in favor of Arsenal. Martinelli should play as a 9. Now, I hear you on that. I really, really do. I hear you on that. I would love Martinelli as well to play as a number 9. Because I think if you're going to be running in behind, if you're going to be releasing players and running in behind and stretching that Leicester City defense, I think Gabriel Martinelli is by far the better player to do us that job. Now, whether or not Mikel will play him there, whether or not we're going to see him in that position, we're still waiting. But I think Martinelli should play as the number 9, okay? Look, I liked those little runs that he made against Aston Villa when he came on, right through the middle, stretching that defense, making them earn their money. And eventually, it was an assist from him that, changed the game, okay? So I really, really do like him when he plays with a lot of freedom, when he plays across that forward line, can run to the right, can run to the left. But in the recent few games, what I've seen, Martinelli has been pinned to only the left-hand side. That actually doesn't work for him. That actually does not work for him. It's better for him to be interchanging with someone, either interchanging with Trossard, he comes in the middle and then Trossard goes to the left, or interchanging with Gabriel Jesus, like the way they used to do it. Gabriel Jesus coming to the middle and then Martinelli going to the left, or Martinelli going to the left and then or Martinelli going to the middle and then Gabriel Jesus going to the left. So I want us to get the lineups. I'm still waiting for the lineups. It is exactly 5 p.m. So the lineups should be out by now. Of course, at times Arsenal do release theirs very, very late. It's a point of concern, right? It's a point of concern, but they should be out anytime soon, all right? They should be out anytime soon. So if you look at the table right now, guys, we are sitting in first. Leicester City sit in 14th and are coming in this game after on the back of a loss against Manchester United. But prior to that, they had won 2 games, beating Tottenham Hotspur 4-1 and also beating Aston Villa 4-2. Right? So you look at the numbers they've been scoring at home, and that's why I've tipped them to score 2 goals against Arsenal today. Who needs this game more? I think Arsenal need this game more, to be honest. I think Leicester City will come, have a go. If Arsenal can hold tight, start the game very well, I think Leicester City will be like, okay, we've had a go, but Arsenal being the better side. I think in this game, it's all about being the better side. It's all about being, working harder, running faster, running more, covering more ground, taking our chances, creating the better chances. That's what it's going to be about. But Leicester in 14th, really, I don't think they're going to put in a real fight. They're 4 points above relegation. That could be a motivation for them. If West Ham win, there could be 1 point above relegation. But I don't see them, I don't see them go down. I've already said that. I don't see Leicester City go down, okay? They've picked up some kind of form. 1-2, drawn 1 in their last 5, and lost 2, okay? So they're not on a very, very bad run, and Arsenal should respect them. But why I think this game is more important for Arsenal, you look at us here. 2 points ahead of Manchester City with a game in hand. If Arsenal win, we got 5 points ahead of Manchester City, and then we pray that I can make another video about Manchester City dropping points. I mean, it happens. They dropped points against Leicester City, against Nottingham Forest the other time. No one expected it. I personally didn't expect it. I thought they were going to win that game. But I predicted they 1-1. But in my heart, I was like, they will definitely beat Nottingham Forest. But they didn't. And thank God we had capitalized earlier against Aston Villa. Just imagine if Man City lost that game or drew that game, and then we had lost to Villa or drew against Villa. That would be a golden opportunity missed, okay? But we capitalized. Whenever we play earlier than Man City, whenever we play fast before City play, it works in our favor. Of course, in March, it's going to be a very, very different story. We have Sporting Lisbon on Thursday. It means we'll be playing on Sundays. That could mean that we play after Manchester City have played. Let me see. Let's have a look. Arsenal on the 1st of April, Man City play Liverpool. Okay, that's quite a very, very interesting one. And that will be an early kickoff. Okay, that will be an early kickoff. I mean, nice. Then they will play Southampton. They'll play Leicester. They'll play Brighton. How come they don't have so many games? Okay, I had skipped a couple of games for them. I had really, really skipped a couple of games for them. So most of their games are on a Saturday, right? Most of their games in March are on a Saturday. And that means that Arsenal have to win on Sunday after Manchester City have played on a Saturday. It means more pressure for us. It means we have to play with Manchester City result at the back of our mind. That is terrible. That is absolutely terrible. It's not going to go away. Even in April, we will play on Sundays if we qualify for the quarterfinals of the Europa League. So it's time for us to capitalize when we can play before Manchester City, win your game, and put Manchester City on pressure. Let's check the starting 11s if they've come out. I'm really sure this time they've come out. I'm quite sure they've come out. It's about time. They should be out. They should be out. Yeah, exactly. Here we are. The starting 11s are out. Arsenal's starting 11 at least is out. So we do not actually mind all the other starting 11s. I will be looking for the one for Leicester City very soon. Ramsdale is in goal. Ben White at right back. William Saliba and Gabriel and Alexander Zinchenko complete the back four. Jorginho, Xhaka, Odegaard. That is in midfield. No changes. Saka, Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard. So no Edin Ketia this time. My prediction was right. Edin Ketia dropped. Hit the like button. There is a little tweak. Yeah, there is a little tweak to the lineup. And guess what? I absolutely love it. I don't have a problem with this lineup, to be honest. I think Xhaka is okay, playing away from home. There's no need to change that. Jorginho played very well, but I kind of think Mendy it would be a far better option than Jorginho if I had both of them in my team. But that is not something to be worried about. Let's look at the substitutes here. Matana is on the bench. Kerantiani is on the bench. Tomiyasu is on the bench. Rob Holding is on the bench. Fabio Vieira is on the bench. Jakub Kiwior, Smith Rowe, Thomas Partey, and Eddie Nketiah. So Partey is on the bench. which is quite very, very interesting because we have him back. Vieira, Smith Rowe, and Eddie Nketiah. So many game changes in that. On the bench. This is the first time I've seen an Arsenal bench, and it's a little bit interesting, to be honest. But that is quite a strong lineup. I want your thoughts on that lineup, right? I want your thoughts on that lineup. What do you think? Saka, Martinelli, and Leandro Trossard starting, all starting for Arsenal. Okay. So I think there was someone who told me that they would love to see that lineup. There we go. And this is how Arsenal have set up. Leandro Trossard to the left, Gabriel Martinelli as a 9 or through the middle, and Bukayo Saka to the right. Don't disappoint me, please. Don't disappoint me, Gabriel Martinelli. I trust you. I know a very, very good finisher, and I think you are a better player than Eddie Nketiah when it comes to finishing. So do not disappoint me. So if you want to look at some of the substitutes, there we go. Kieran Tierney starts. Partey here is on the bench. Emil Smith Rowe, Eddie Nketiah, Jakub Kiwior, Rob Holding, Takehiro Tomiyasu, Fabio Vieira, and Matt Turner. Not a bad one. Let's look at the Leicester City starting 11 and see if we could find anything interesting. Danny Ward starts in goal. That should go straight into the Arsenal player's mind. Get shots on target. This guy is the worst goalkeeper in the Premier League. If he failed to score 2 against Ward, it will be an absolute embarrassment by Arsenal. Like, it will be a total embarrassment by Arsenal. Like, this is the worst goalkeeper in the league. Like, he is the worst goalkeeper in the league. Okay, Castagna, Solta, Fayez, and Christensen. I think, to be honest, Fayez is also one of the worst defenders in the Premier League. He's so error prone. Okay, now he starts Wilfred Ndidi and Jules Briho, Javi Barnes, Tete, Pryor, and Kelechi Iheanacho. No James Maddison in this one yet. And there is no Yuri Tillemans in this game as yet. Both of them don't start. Let's look at their bench. Tillemans on the bench. Vardy on the bench. Daniel Amate on the bench. Patson Daka on the bench. Ricardo, Domingos, Barbosa, Pereira on the bench. Nampalys Mendy is on the bench. I'm quite surprised. I think he wasn't really happy with the way they played against Man United in the second half. Because he drops Mendy. He's dropped almost 3 players from that team that actually lost to Man United. Nampalys Mendy is on the bench. Daniel Iverson is on the bench. Luke Thomas is on the bench. And Boubacar Somare. To be honest, this is a game we have to win early. Because if he brings on Patson Daka, Jamie Vardy, Yuri Tillemans, or Nampalys Mendy, that could be a big problem for us, okay? So it's a game that I think Arsenal, this only plays into our hands, to be honest. If Partey was even fit, it would be even better. But let me know in the comment box below what you think about those 2 starting lineups. I don't feel like Leicester City are matching our energy, but tactically, he's a brilliant manager. And I'm going to tell you why it's a brilliant move from the manager. Brilliant move, in my opinion. Brilliant move, right? But let me take some of your predictions here. 3-1 says Simon. I went 2-5, so there is a big difference there. But I respect your predictions, guys. Venecia says, we really like your updates, bro. I'm seeing Arsenal win 4-1. Thank you so much. That's a nice message on this Saturday evening or afternoon. Okay, but we really need more goals to cover Man City's goal difference. I think games like this where you get that goal difference. I think it's games like this where you get that goal difference. Kalema Hannington says, if Gabi Jesus comes back, Arsenal will win the first 6 fixtures when he comes back. All right? I mean, we'll be waiting for that. He creates a massive impact for Arsenal. The lineup is out and Nketiah is dropped. Yes, Nketiah is out of it. I could be taking some of your comments as I show you the starting lineup if you're just coming in. That is our starting lineup. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hardworking Cossy, you're too much, and you're very, very clever and intelligent. All the best. Thank you so much, Musa. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay. Huntington says these guys are gonna play Shaolin soccer, basing on the current starting lineup. We're gonna be diving into this the tactics very, very shortly. Simon says the lineup is good as Gabriel Martinelli starts as a striker. All right, it's a good lineup. It says Mwepu. I mean, when I see Mwepu, I really feel sad because of what happened to Enoch Mwepu. But cheers. Daniel says Leicester City 1, Arsenal 4. Okay, Cabs TVUG says 2-2. That's a bad prediction. That's a bad prediction. That's some bad energy, isn't it? Frank Mahesa says Leicester City 1, Arsenal 4. Samuel says 2-4 in favor of Arsenal. Speller 123 says, "Come on, we are winning everything today." Right, Cossy, thanks a lot for your updates. You're welcome. Right, you're welcome. So these are the starting lineups. We're gonna be diving into what I expect out of these two teams right about now. Okay, we're gonna be diving into what I expect these two teams to do. And let's start off with Arsenal because this is an Arsenal fan channel. So we talk about Arsenal. Now, look, when you look at this 4-2-3-1 system that Leicester City have played, it's going to be purely a low block. I don't think this is a lineup that opens up and, has a go against Arsenal. If he wanted to have a go, if he wanted to play interesting football, he would have played Yuri Tillemans in there. He would have played James Maddison in there as well. But the fact that he's decided to go conservative, he's played Dewsbury Hall, who is more of he's a box to box, all right, but again more defensive, right? And then he's played Wilfred Ndidi, who is like the godfather of defensive midfielders in the Premier League. Like, he's not the best, but he's the typical understanding of defensive midfield. Then he's played a back four, right, to make sure that there is nothing, no gaps left. 4 at the back, 2 defensive midfielders. So what he's going to do for me here is he wants to let Tete and Harvey Barnes run the game. So what Leicester City are going to do is literally they're going to let Wilfred Ndidi and Dewsbury Hall pick up those long balls into Tete and Harvey Barnes. Now, this is easy to stop as long as you can control the midfield. And I'm going to repeat that. This is easy to stop as long as you can control the midfield. Like, this is the same kind of play that clubs like Burnley use. Dwight under Sean Dyche, if you still remember, Dwight McNeil on the right or left hand side, depending on where the manager plays him, and Chris Wood up top. So literally, what they want is Kelechi Iheanacho to be kind of some board. Provide that, hold up play. They will be hitting the ball high. Kelechi Iheanacho will be holding it. And that's why Saliba is going to have to be very fantastic in this game. So Kelechi Iheanacho will be tasked with, holding the ball and then releasing it when support comes. And that support will be coming in Pryatt, Barnes, and Tete. So that is their game plan, right? Pretty, very, very boring. Eric Ten Hag yesterday in his press conference called this very, very boring football. But that's what they're going to do. Because even if they decide to attack in numbers, which they will do at some point in time, I don't think they have enough quality in Dewsbury Hall and Wilfred Ndidi to create those midfield superiorities in the final third as compared to Arsenal. So, in my opinion, they have come to play a defensive game. And I respect that, to be honest. I really respect that. We will look at the average positions after the game, and I bet I will be right. So how are Arsenal going to play? I think Mikel Arteta has decided to go one change, similar style of play, similar way of playing football. And this is why I think we might blow away Leicester City. I think Brendan Rodgers has looked at his previous game against Manchester United, and he's gone we are not good to go toe to toe against the big boys, right? That is Man United, Arsenal, and Man City, who have a similar playing style. But he's then forgotten one thing. If you want to cause problems for Arsenal, for me, or for Man United, or for Man City, you need two of your best players. That is Yuri Tillemans and James Maddison. That is because Maddison is happy to receive the ball, control the game, create a lot of chances, and all those good things on the ball. Yuri Tillemans in that midfield maybe doesn't match the energy of Xhaka, Jorginho, and Martin Odegaard, but he's one of the other players that have a very, very high quality in terms of passing. He's dropped both of them. He's gone, okay, James Maddison, they're unlucky, he's injured, but Yuri Tillemans, again, starts on the bench. Something that I don't think really, really helps them in this game. So what should Arsenal do and how do we approach this game? In my opinion, first and foremost, get the midfield, okay? That is the first thing. Xhaka, Jorginho, Odegaard, and Alexander Zinchenko, of course, are going to be very, very crucial in terms of winning the midfield. I think Jorginho, in terms of passing the ball and in terms of maintaining possession, is far better than is far better than Wilfred Ndidi. But in terms of physicality, and I think he's played Ndidi just to bring that kind of physicality. Napoli's Ben is a very, very good player in that defensive position, but he doesn't bring the physicality players like Lemina bring to Wolves, players like Joe Palhinha bring. He doesn't bring that. Literally, what he does is he's good at winning the ball back without fouling a player or without even coming into contact, and then he's so good at progressing the ball. He's more like a Thomas Partey kind of guy, but he doesn't have the physical part and attributes of Thomas Partey. So for me, this game, Arsenal have got to control the midfield, and this is why I was wrong. I was purely wrong. Ben White is so important in this game, very, very important. I'm gonna explain why. So look at this, guys. You have Zinchenko going into the midfield. Of course, Gabriel stays. William Saliba stays as well. So Ben White then, as Odegaard pushes forward, Saka pushes forward, Ben White will also be tacking into the midfield. I think you've seen it with the way he played against Aston Villa. Literally, he plays on the right-hand side of the midfield because Odegaard goes so far, and Odegaard is like a real creative player. You don't expect him to be creating and then coming back at a very, very fast pace to defend, because he doesn't even have that pace, okay? So Ben White then covers for Martin Odegaard defensively, and then he covers for Saka as well defensively. But this is the other thing Ben White gives us. He gives us more options in midfield. And that's why maybe Mikel Arteta loves him over Tomiyasu, because Tomiyasu is a right back. So literally he's going to be running and hugging the touchline. He's going to be trying to run ahead of Saka and cross the ball. That's not what Mikel Arteta wants. What Mikel wants is, can you be behind Saka, allow Saka to do whatever he does in partnership with Martin Odegaard, and when they lose the ball, or when they want someone to be in that fallback position, someone to fall back to, then that is what Ben White is going to be doing. So our midfield is going to have like 6 players: Xhaka, Jorginho, Odegaard, Zinchenko, and Ben White. That will be 5. And I also reckon Leandro Trossard will be dropping into kind of that midfield role, because I think in this kind of setup, we will see Xhaka going forward a little bit more. Martinelli is not that kind of, number 9, like out and out number 9. And if the game doesn't actually work out, I won't be surprised if Martinelli goes off and then Eddie Nketiah comes on, or Leandro Trossard goes off and Eddie Nketiah comes on. So that is number 1. Win the midfield, like control the midfield. We have more numbers in the midfield. Quality-wise, I want you to let me know, right? Hit the like button and predict as well. But let me know, quality-wise, the 2 midfields, which one is better? Is it Xhaka, Jorginho, and Odegaard, or Jusbriho, Ndidi, Prayet? Which one is better? Okay? We're going to be diving into the key battles as well. We're going to be diving into the key battles and key players in this game. I should write that down before I forget. Key battles and key players, okay? Gonna be diving into that as well. But, I mean, if I look at the 2 teams in midfield, I think Arsenal have a bigger advantage in midfield in terms of quality. Like, I've not seen Pryor play so much, so I'm not going to say, oh, Pryor is I mean, it could be like Payet, those kind of players that are really, really, frightening, but it's easy to put out of the game. So in terms of quality, our midfield is better. In terms of experience, our midfield is also better, actually. And in terms of consistency and having a run, we are still the better team as well. But this is what we have to do. And we didn't do this right in the first half of the Aston Villa game at the Villa Park. Start quickly. Start early. I've seen like 3 games when we start the ball, it's always with the opponent. For the first 20 games in the season, even at the Old Trafford, even against Liverpool at the Emirates, even against Chelsea, the advantage we had is we started games better and we sent those kind of shockwaves into our opponents. We need that. We need that, and we really, really need that back. So for me, I just want us to start early, start quicker, have 2-3 chances within the first 5 minutes of the game, like 2-3 good chances. Even if they do not go in, I think we're still blunt in front of goal. We're still trying to find our rhythm back. But if you can create 2 good chances in front of goal, you're literally sending a message to your opponent that, okay, this is not a team that we're going to joke around with, okay? This is not a team that we are going to be attacking and we let ourselves open, okay? So with Leicester City and their defensive problems, we should start early, test them. By the time they wake up, there should be a goal down or 2 goals down. And for me, whoever goes 2 goals down in this game will lose, okay? A goal down is fine. Anyone can come back from that. But whoever goes down first, 2 goals down, will lose the game. And I think Arsenal will be 2-0 up by the time Leicester City wake up. Now, these are some of the key battles we're going to be looking at in this game. Number 1 is Gabriel Martinelli against Fayez. That is a key battle. Martinelli around here, and then Fayez around here as well. So why this is a key battle, and why I think Arsenal must capitalize on this game, or on this battle in this game. You looked at Rashford's first goal against Leicester City. What is Fayez doing? Like, what is he doing? Literally, look, he gives away a very easy chance. Like, he literally gives Manchester United their first goal. He tries to pass the ball into, I think it's Dewsbury Hall or Mendy, I don't care. And then the pass doesn't get to where it has to go. Now, instead of stepping up to block the runner, to block Bruno Fernandes, who's going to then have a lot of time to pick up Marcus Rashford, he stands in between Rashford and Bruno Fernandes. So he doesn't close out. He doesn't close Bruno Fernandes, and he doesn't run with He doesn't run with Marcus Rashford. So he's literally standing there. That is poor defending. That is absolutely very, very poor defending. But that is not the first time we've seen this guy defend poorly, is it? It's not the first time. The first time we saw him defend poorly was against, I think it was Liverpool. 2 own goals in that game. 2 own goals in that game. And you know what? That is not the last time. Against Tottenham Hotspur, I think this season, did he score an own goal and also give away a silly chance? So that is going to be a key battle. Whenever Martinelli, because Martinelli has the ability to stretch that back line, especially Fayez that doesn't have the real quality. He's a player that doesn't need to be, you don't need to go against him 1v1. Maybe he might be good in those situations. I don't know. But when you play the ball into space, that is his problem. That is his weakness. So Gabriel Martinelli must make sure that he finds spaces to run into. When Fayez is marking you on the left-hand side, then run to the right. When he's marking you on the right-hand side, then run to the left. Because we're so lucky to have this guy, Martin Odegaard. Odegaard can find any runner, right? Martin Odegaard can find any runner in a match. Like, as long as you make your run, he will find you. Just make the run. As simple as that. You remember that chance he created for Eddie Nketiah? The one that Eddie Nketiah put over the bar. Like, how good was that assist? Yes, Odegaard missed as well. Don't get me wrong. But how good was that ball? Because Nketiah is literally in between two centre halves, two Aston Villa players. But then he predicts and anticipates the run and waits the ball very well. And Eddie Nketiah spoils it. So we've got to run into... Martinelli has to run into space against Fires. That is number one. Now, battle number two and key battle number two is Bukayo Saka against Christensen. This is going to be a real battle. This is going to be a real battle. Because Christensen is some kind of decent left back, decent full back. And I think he will really, really have a lot to do. Now, Harvey Barnes, this is the good thing about this. Harvey Barnes is a lazy boy. He's a lazy British boy playing at home, homegrown. I don't think Harvey is very good at track, unless it changes today, but he's not as good at tracking back as you would say a certain, I don't know, which forward player is so good at tracking back. I don't know, maybe Kevin De Bruyne, maybe. So he doesn't have that initiative, that power to always come and combine with Christensen all the time. So it will mean that Saka goes against Christensen 1v1. That is something that Brendan Rodgers cannot allow. So what's gonna happen is either Fires is going to be out of position to try and help Christensen. That leaves that will leave Sota with Gabriel Martinelli alone. That's a very, very good battle. Okay, we'll talk about that as well later on as we complete. But Saka against Christensen, that is another key battle. If Arsenal can win this one, Saka can beat Christensen, beat Fayez, we are going to have a lot of ease on the right-hand side. The other key battle is against Castagna against Leandro Trossard. I think that one is interesting because Castagna is also quite very, very decent as a player. I like him a lot. Leandro Trossard is not one to beat you a lot in 1v1 situations, but they can find a way of playing around him. But the left-hand side is going to be quite difficult because I think Jose Rijo is decent. Castagna is decent as well. And then Sota is more decent than Fayez. So I think it's a game where we might see Arsenal using the right-hand side more than the left-hand side. And then maybe trying to switch to Trossard when there's a lot of congestion on the right-hand side. In midfield, Wilfred Ndidi and Jorginho, that's going to be a real key battle. Real key battle. And this is why. I think Ndidi is quite decent, isn't he? When I was talking in the summer about players that we could sign in to help out Thomas Partey with the kind of workload he has, I named Ndidi as one of the top five. Top five players Arsenal should sign to replace Thomas Partey. And guess what? If it's not Wilfred Ndidi's injury record, I would still take him at Arsenal. But the problem is his injury record. The guy can never be fit. Wilfred Ndidi can never be fit. So this one is an interesting battle, Jorginho and Wilfred Ndidi, because Jorginho doesn't have the physicality Ndidi has. But then Ndidi doesn't have the passing range that Jorginho has, okay? So it's going to be a game of control. It's going to be a game of, who controls the midfield. Leicester will make it physical. Arsenal will try to calm it down a little bit. But whoever succeeds in their plan will be victorious. Now, in terms of Arsenal, our key batters are going to be Tete, Alexander Zinchenko, and Xhaka. This boy, Tete, is something else. This boy is something else. He's so explosive. He's very, very good. And I've told you, they will try to release him every chance they get. They'll try to release him. They'll try to get him into the game. He has the ability to beat Xhaka and Alexander Zinchenko and Gabriel on his own, like 1v1, 1v1, 1v1. He's like Maina Solomon is going to look for that banana shot. So don't let him call it as well. And then he's a very, very fast runner. Remember when Arsenal playing in possession, which I still suspect we will be in a lot of position today. We are playing kind of a high line, right? And we're playing that dangerous offside trap. I'm not saying it doesn't work. It really, really does work. But he will be running in behind. Tete will be running in behind. I think he's a better runner than Harvey Barnes, and he has better productivity and efficiency when he runs through on goal than Harvey Barnes. That is my problem with him in this game. So that's going to be a very, very key battle on the left-hand side for Arsenal. Can we stop Tete? Can we stop Harvey Barnes as well? But the real player to stop in this game is Kelechi Iheanacho. Don't foul him. Don't foul him. But this is so similar to what happened with Ollie Watkins over the weekend. They will try to play the ball into him. Then he will hold it and wait for Barnes, Ndidi, Josbury Hall, Tete, and Pryor to provide support. That is where Arsenal have got to be smart. That is where Arsenal, we can't allow Kelechi Iheanacho to get the ball, number one. But even if he gets it, surround him quickly and win it back. Because that is their strategy. If you can do that, in my opinion, easy game. Okay? Very, very easy, very, very easy game away at the King Power. Is it an easy one? Because it's at the King Power? Maybe not, but I think we can win it. So okay, I'm going to also be talking about key players in this game and each of their roles, both for Leicester City and Arsenal. I need your thoughts in the comment box below, though. Musa says your studio. Says Mr. Cossy, your studio inscription and design is the best compared to others. The one with Arsenal as the first boldly written on the screen. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will definitely look at that. Okay, I will definitely look at that. Thank you so much. That's a very, very good comment, though. I appreciate that. It's personal and I love it. Edward says, Cossy, Arsenal 4, Leicester City 0. I think that was cool. And there's a red card for Fires because he has to deal with Martinelli and Saka at the same time. Yeah, I think he's going to face a lot of problems. I think he's really, really going to face a lot of problems as a player. I don't think he's really, really that good, to be honest. I don't think he's really, really that good. Aaron says, but the Ben White game is not okay, okay? Ben White is not okay. But I think Ben White can stop Harvey Barnes. In my opinion, if Ben can stop Harvey Barnes in this game, the rest will be all right. If he can stop Harvey Barnes in this game, the rest will be all right. Okay. Good afternoon, Cossy. Arsenal is going to win the game today. Okay. That is Rod says Arsenal will win. Aaron says to Leicester City 2, Arsenal 4. Okay. Cossy, we will win the game very, very comfortably, says Daniel. Okay. Frank says, Cossy, how are you doing? My prediction is Arsenal 3, Leicester City 1. Okay, thank you so much for backing Arsenal. Right, Renike says whatever win we get, I'm okay with it. Look, at this point in time, Arsenal don't have a lot of options. As long as we win a game, we are absolutely all right. Sana says let all players stay focused through the 90 minutes. Okay, so let's dive into the key players in this game. We've dived into the key battles. We looked at the key battles. So who are the key players in this game and what are their roles? Okay. So let's start off with Leicester City because they're at home. I hope you guys don't have a problem with that. They've played defensive. We've talked about that, right? And it means they will need a target man, and that target man is Kelechi Iheanacho. So the most important player in this game for Leicester today, if they're going to deserve a result, is going to be Kelechi Iheanacho. As Arsenal press you, as Arsenal bring the game to you, as Arsenal pin you in, they will have one player with a very high average position on the pitch, and that will be Kelechi Iheanacho. I think, look, I won't be surprised if Kelechi drops into the midfield and then they let Tete have the highest average position on the pitch, because again, Tete is a runner. Like, if he's always the highest on the pitch and he runs and causes all sorts of problems for Arsenal, that will be a very, very good game plan. But Kelechi Iheanacho is a key player for them. He has the ability to receive that ball, create a lot of strength to protect it, and then release it to Barnes and Tete. But then he's also got the ability to drop into the midfield and make it a midfield 5 or 6 in the midfield. Okay, that is going to be a little bit tricky for Arsenal. But Kelechi Iheanacho is the most important player for Leicester City today. Now, the other important player for me is going to be Jusbury Hall and Pride. Those two are going to be very important players. They're going to be very key players in this game. And the reason is when Leicester win possession back quickly at their penalty area, because they're going to be playing literally in their own half, I do expect Pride to find that ball into Kelechi Iheanacho, or Jusbury Hall to find that ball to play that ball into Tete and Harvey Barnes. Those are the two players that I think have the quality. Ndidi, I don't want to lie to you guys. I don't think Ndidi has that quality to be playing those long balls, to be playing those long diagonal switches into Tete and Harvey Barnes. Unless it's just become too good over the last night, I don't see him having that ability. I just don't see him have that ability. So Jusbury Hall and Pryor are players to be stopped. The best way to stop a counter-attack is you must stop the players that are going to play the balls into the runners, right? And I've already said, if you want to stop Madrid, it's so easy. Keep Modric and cruise out of the game, okay? As simple as that, because those are the two problem causations. If you don't stop them, they will find Vinicius, they will find Benzema, they'll find Valverde. So in this case, Toni Kroos is going to beat Jusbury Hall. Did I say that? Did I say that Jusbury Hall is going to beat Toni Kroos today? But that is the role he's going to be playing, kind of box to box, but also finding the runners in Tete and Harvey Barnes. And then Pryor is going to be the Luka Modric. Carry the ball in the midfield, look for the key passes. If Kelechi Iheanacho is working the channels, can you play that ball into the channels? That is Pryor for them. Those are their key players. Danny Ward cannot be a key player. Fires cannot be a key player, but I think Christensen will be a key player in terms of stopping Saka. Okay, Christensen and Didi will be key players defensively in terms of stopping Saka. But in terms of finding goals and chances, I think it's Pryor, Iheanacho, and Jusbury Hall. Okay, so in terms of Arsenal, it's easy to say everyone is a key player in this game, but to be honest, not everyone is a key player. I think in this game, everyone has to play well, but we will have three key players: Zinchenko, Ben White, and Saka. Those are the three key players that are going to determine whether we win, we draw, or we lose. Either we score or we don't score, whether we score many goals or we score just a few. And this is my reason. So with Bukayo Saka, of course, we know why he's a key player for us. Now, first and foremost, he's our best player. He's the best right winger in the league, apart from behind, like Salah. And this season, it is Saka and then Salah. But overall, it is Salah and then Saka. I love both of them, so do not even cause causations here in the comment box below. So Saka is key for us because always he's the player with the highest average position, okay? And he's the player that when Arsenal are looking for a way out, for example, we are trying to soak up pressure and we're looking for a way out, Saka is always our outlet. Trossard is not that kind of guy that loves to stay out wide. He loves to drop in, pick up a few balls from the center line and then ride with the ball, like drive to the opponent's side. So Saka is going to be high up the pitch, and whichever kind of problems we are going to cause on the right-hand side, he will be involved. Ben White has to provide the backup to Odegaard and Saka, that kind of security for them. But then also, because we want to create that midfield overload, we want to create those midfield superiorities in terms of numerical superiorities, Ben White has to tuck into the midfield just to have for us to have the numbers. Zinchenko, same thing, creativity on the left-hand side. I think with Alexander Zinchenko, this is why it's important for me. He will come into the midfield as always. And when he comes in, it means Leicester, who have three midfielders in midfield, will be outnumbered. We'll have Alexander Zinchenko, Xhaka, Jorginho, and Odegaard. So that means we already have a spare man, one spare man, okay? That is unmarked. And then remember, Ben White also tucks into the midfield. So it means Arsenal will have two spare options in midfield for us to use, okay? That's why I think Alexander Zinchenko is very important. But then the other thing with Alexander Zinchenko is that you literally cannot mark him. You can't mark Alexander Zinchenko. Yes, you can put him out of the game. You can. But marking him is always a huge problem. How do you mark him? Like, you cannot sacrifice one player to mark Alexander Zinchenko because that means you're reducing on your ability to defend. You're also reducing on your ability to press. So Zinchenko is hard to be marked. Like, you literally cannot mark Alexander Zinchenko. But those quality passes that he always plays for Gabriel Jesus, can he play them for Gabriel Martinelli today? Like, are you seeing the picture? Are you seeing the picture? The problem with Edin Ketia is that he plays with his back facing goal, which would be very, very good. But when he receives that ball, he doesn't turn. So he doesn't turn. He allows other players come into play, but he doesn't bring that ability for a team to turn and then look the other way. Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli have the ability to run off the shoulder. So those passes, those balls into the channels that allow Gabriel Martinelli to run into the channels, watch out for Alexander Zinchenko. And then Zinchenko occupying the Granit Xhaka position, it means Xhaka will be again moving a little bit high up the pitch. I might see Xhaka score in this game. We might see Xhaka score in this game. Like, I'm not saying it's a must. I'm saying I won't be surprised if it happens, courtesy of Gabriel Martinelli playing as our number 9. So those are our key players, and those are the key decisions I think both managers should make. I'm going to be diving into what Arsenal need to do to win this game. How should we approach the game? We've talked about our formations. We've talked about our key players. This Leicester City side, how do we become better than them? That is in the next 10 minutes. How to beat Leicester. Because they're a really, really well-coached side. I think, people always forget that. Leicester are really, really well coached. And, they cause a lot of problems. They really, really do. All right? Cossy, we must win, says Marvin. Look, I hope we win. I don't have a problem with Arsenal winning, to be honest. And I really hope we win. Didas says Arsenal 4-0. 4-0. That's a strong prediction. Cossy is a must-win for Arsenal, says Aaron. Okay. Marvin is a must-win. Okay. JB says Arsenal will win, but it will be a hard game. They only need to win it in the first half. Yeah, that's what I wanted us to talk about before we close the show. For us to win this game, it's going to be in the first half. These are games you win in the first half. He's gone with a weaker lineup. He's going with a defensive lineup, okay? But I don't think that is a defensive structure that puts Arsenal out of the game. I don't think that's a defensive structure that Arsenal would go, oh, we cannot score because they're defending so deep. I think we can beat them with that defensive structure, all right? So Arsenal must play well in the first half, keep possession, create chances, and take our chances. That is going to be key. But the most important thing in this game, guys, is going to be pressing. That is the most important thing in this game. If you rewind and rewatch the reverse fixture, which was at the Emirates, it ended 4-2. Martinelli scoring, Xhaka scoring, Gabriel Jesus scoring as well. Who was the other scorer? Who was the other goal scorer? Was it Odegaard? Did Gabriel Jesus score 2 goals? Oh, yeah. Gabriel Jesus 2 goals. Martinelli 1. And then Xhaka 1 as well. But the difference in that game, I think Leicester could have won it. Arsenal could have won it as well. And Arsenal won it. But the difference in that game was that Arsenal pressed very well. Arsenal pressed better than Leicester. Whenever Leicester were in possession, we were always onto them. Whenever Leicester were trying to win the ball back, we made it hard for them. Okay, and you look at the Martinelli 4th goal. It came from pressing. You look at our 3rd goal, the Xhaka goal. It came from pressing as well. Okay, the first 2 goals we were really all over them, and they could do nothing. But you've got to remember as well that they scored goals in that game. Okay, James Maddison with pure class, and was it the other one? Was it Harvey Barnes who scored for them? I think. Remind me. Okay, so can Arsenal press the hell out of Leicester? The moment you suffocate them, the moment you pin them in their own half, I don't think they stand a chance. So those are my thoughts before we go into the game. Most of you are predicting an Arsenal win. Aaron says Zinchenko is class. Apart, Cossy, brilliant player, brilliant signing. Best signing we've had in a very, very long time. So, guys, those are my pre-match thoughts. Hit the like button, subscribe. The starting 11 11s are already out. If you've not seen them, let's have one more look and then we'll call it a show. And then we'll be back here for the match reaction. Zinchenko starts, Gabriel starts, Saliba, White, and Aaron Ramsdale. Xhaka, Jorginho, Odegaard. PARTEY is on the bench. Martinelli starts as number 9, Saka, and Leandro Trossard. Let me know if you think this is the lineup that wins the game. Let me know if you are confident, and I'll speak to you right in the next one.